I got asked a question in the comments about the setup, and at the moment he's sitting on the perch with just the flying gestures on, but he has got his transmitter on, so I'd never leave him like that without that on. But I've taken his news gestures off, and all I use has got my glove. This is my personal little setup, and a little clip there just for transporting him when he's not flying. Step, I just hook that on there like that. Walking up to this hill today, we've got a nice wind blowing straight up the hill, so I'm going to put him up and let him have a saw around, give a bit of flight in and enjoy the wind. There he goes, he's on it. So there he is. I'm walking along the hill, he's flying above, dog's in the bushes. He's been up there now for a good 10 to 15 minutes. Lovely to watch. Here he comes. So the other way I move him about, now we're out in the hunting field, is I just put the gestures through there and hold them, so there's no clip, so I'll just let him go, but I've got hold of him. I use that line just when I'm moving him around from the car, or just getting towards where we're going, and then just hold on to his flying gestures like that. Something else I was asked about on the comments, which I love reading, was what does he eat each day to maintain a weight? Come on. Well, that's sort of an impossible question to answer. It can be answered, but it's not a short answer, because every single day this hawk is different, depending on the weather, temperatures, if it's raining, if it's not raining, windy. So that will have an effect on what wood he needs to keep him flying or at hunting weight. The other factor is the type of food he eats. That depends, that will make a big influence on weight, depending what he's been eating. Every hawk and falcon is going to be different, and all I can say is what I'm doing with this one, and I weigh him, then I'll take him out and fly him, and then I decide what he's going to eat. I have a rough idea from his weight, because I know from all the experience days that we've had previous to the weigh, so I've got a rough idea, but I might come out thinking I'm going to feed him a certain amount and his performance is poor, and I will reduce that slightly, or if his performance is very good, which today's a little bit sluggish, I would say, slightly, then I either feed a bit more or a bit less. And the other thing is, as the season's progressing, from the first day hunting, maybe I had to give him a little bit less food and he was less responsive, but now we're into January, he knows exactly what's going on, so I'm able to keep his weight fairly high, and that's because we're flying every single day. I'm sure this would be different if I was flying him once a week, but he knows what's going on. I can trust him, he trusts me. I know if he flies off, which he did earlier on that saw, he went straight over the top of them hills. I wasn't worried, I knew he'd come back. If not, I'll just go and find him. But that's just what happens when you keep flying a hawk. You just get to know each other and the worries slowly disappear. So although a great question, what do we feed Woody each day, it is a big answer because it varies so much. If it's below freezing, he can literally double what he's eating when it's warm. That's how much it will vary. All falconers or ostringers know about this sort of thing, but for anyone that's just asking these questions that are curious, that's basically what it is. There is no certain amount of food you give them every day. You weigh them, you watch them, you know them, and you feed accordingly. Even down to what you're feeding them makes a difference. So try and give them a good varied diet. This one's fortunate, he does catch often, so he is able to eat different things without me having to go to the freezer and start thawing out what he's caught previous. And some other factors that come into play are if he's eaten and had a big fill on a catch, the next day he's not going to be so keen, but there becomes a point when his weight is dropping, he's got all that energy from that big catch, his weight's dropping, and then he's got that little bit of determination again because he feels the weight going, and there's like a sweet spot where he's really keen, and then you come slightly below that and that keenness drops off a little bit, and then you go a little bit lower and it comes back. That's what I'm seeing with this hawk. As I say, every hawk is different, and I'm only saying what I've learnt from reading my hawk, this one, and they're all different. It's got back on a bit of lift. I'm not sure if you call that a thermal. I suppose it is a thermal. Normally call it a thermal in the summer where the heat's rising, but this is the wind hits the valley and blows up. So he's just sitting above me now while we're walking along, and the dog's walking through there. I like to see that. You can tell from that response he's not that bothered. He's sitting in that tree, he's not really hunting today, he's just sitting about. If something went underneath him, I know he'd go for it, but I can tell his weight just needs to come down a touch. Today's very mild and he's different again, so that's the way it goes. Changing every day, small adjustments. But he's not bothered. Just off to the car now. As we go through this alley, he always has a little bait just by the gate. Not on the way back, but always on the way out. So I'll walk slowly through. Done. Same every time, that. Let's see how responsive he is to a call. Not bothered. Still wants to hunt. Hawk's just up there. I'm going to flush this bush. Dog's working through that way. So he's a bit keener today. Moving on, getting himself in good spots rather than just sitting in the tree like you saw earlier. So he's starting to move on already. Yeah, just see that keenness has come back now. Perfect. So that hawk's with us every step now, and that's what it's nice. It's nice to be about like that. So we're walking through here having a bit of a hunt. We know he's following on. I'm going to walk down the easy bit, and the dog's going down through there. Hawk's there, and as I say, he's following on lovely. Now he's at a good weight for this. If he catches, I'll feed him up and we'll start again. But you see the difference between the first part of the video and now. Good boy. And the dog's come out. Hang on. Yeah, no, not yet. We ain't got the hawk. Come here. Let's get him out and move him on now. What's in there? Good boy, good boy. Keep hold. All yours. All yours. So he's had a good catch today. I'm going to let him have a bit of a feed up on that one and start over again, just flying him, reducing his weight until he's coming back nicely and doing what he does.